Hello, hello, hello. Hi guys, this is Kathleen Harold. What are you guys doing today? Yeah, ain't gonna do me no good to know. Let's get to our topics for today. Basically, I'm talking today about who? Steve Harvey and Bishop Eddie Long. We're gonna start off with Steve Harvey. I guess we're starting off really with Donald Trump. So Donald Trump called a meeting. Well, I guess apparently he spoke with President Obama. And he said, and had, this just off some reports that I read, hey, I want to connect with someone who's into trying to help inner city youth. And of course, Steve Harvey has a program that he's been doing for a while. I forgot the name of it. Look it up. But anyway, so President Obama said, hey, Steve Harvey. So Steve Harvey goes to meet with Donald Trump because, of course, Donald Trump is so interested in the inner city and our youth, right? Because what do we have to lose? So they meet up, and Steve Harvey comes out of the meeting and he goes, and you can Google it for yourself. Don't trust me. Google it. He goes, hey, the guy seems nice. He seems genuine. He seems like he wants to do something, like he wants to help the inner city. And of course, the press has that big opportunity to take the shots of Steve Harvey talking to or speaking with Donald Trump. We all know that Steve Harvey is an influence in the black community. He is a successful entrepreneur, comedian, TV producer, actor, radio host. He has his own TV show, Family Feud. So we all know who Steve Harvey is. And he has this program for the guys, and I've known about that for some years now. Yeah, it's been some years. So my question is this, though. I mean, Steve Harvey is not really in the political arena, which I think that's like a good, that's a bonus, that's okay. But why didn't you connect with someone like John Lewis, Maxine Waters, Frederica Wilson, someone who's in the political arena who then could have connected with people like Steve Harvey to actually have a progressive movement on the table? I don't know. For me, it would have seemed a little bit more real. With him just doing Steve Harvey, it just seems like, you got Kanye West, now you have Steve Harvey. I forgot the other black person that he pulled, and he has all these black pastors rallying behind him. If you want to send a genuine message that you care about the black community, number one, focus on our HBCUs. Number two, focus on our employment, right? Focus on our education system. Right now, we have a huge problem with prison to pipeline. Right now in Cincinnati schools, they've instituted this program where children can actually be charged from school if they get into like a fight. So you have children who can now face felonies from public school. And so that's an issue. That's a real issue. That's the prison to pipeline system. I'm not sure if Steve Harvey is educated on that. I'm just not sure. So I would have looked for him or wanted him to speak with someone who could speak more to our real concerns. I mean, I don't know. Wearing a bow tie and a suit and looking nice and da da da. I'm sure Steve Harvey's program is a great program. I don't doubt that at all. I'm just saying, let's really go for it. If you're gonna go for it, and speak with the right people that are going to have the right questions to ask you to make sure we're navigating to that place that we really want to be in. That's my take on Steve Harvey. I'm a fan of Steve Harvey's, but ever since he wrote that book, Think Like a Man, yeah, he been in that space with me, because I'm like, you should have wrote a book that told a man learn how to think to appreciate women. Like, why are you talking to the women? Now, y'all know me. So anyway, now we're going to move on to Bishop Eddie Long. As I've stated before, I am an advocate, because I am a survivor, of preventing child sexual abuse. First, I want to say that my prayers are definitely with his family. My prayers also are with the alleged and the victims of what he allegedly was accused of doing. And here it goes. Bishop Eddie Long never said publicly that I heard, and trust me, I followed the story. He never said, I did not do it. I did hear the I have 5 stones, and I heard all of that, but yeah, how about I just didn't do it? That would have sufficed for me. Now, had you said you didn't do it, and the accusers were still very convincing, then that's a decision that the public or the jury or whoever would have had to have made. But you said you had 5 stones, and what was that? What was that about? I don't know. But based on patterns and what I know about child sexual abuse, I guess I could say I saw some things, even in what he said and what the victim said, that would lead me to believe that he was a sexual predator. So I'm just going to touch on that. My organization is called TBB Contact 3. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't do a lot on Twitter, but I do post on Instagram, and I do tweet. And then Facebook, especially Facebook. Of course, we know Bishop Eddie Long has passed away. And, that's sad. I wanted to kind of bring up a couple of things. Number one is, as the church, if you are in the church, part of the church, whatever, we have to be accountable. Just because someone is in the church or in the ministry, it actually holds us to a higher standard where we should demand accountability and answers. No one should leave this planet leaving questions unanswered, especially when you left family behind, and I'm sure they probably know the answer, but the public is going to keep asking until they get a direct answer. So I think, clear the air before you leave here. Just be honest up front. It is what it is. And, I just wanted to say that because, I'm on both sides, to be honest with you. I'm seriously on both sides. Although he was a predator, a pedophile, I don't hate Bishop Eddie Long. I didn't wish him to go to hell or anything like that. But you need to take responsibility for what you did. So, in speaking of that, I want to touch on us understanding what child abuse looks like and what grooming is. Because from my understanding, this is the step, or this is how he was able to get his victims comfortable enough to be around him. So, grooming works like this. You take young people under your wing, so to speak. You get close to them. You get close to the family. You show yourself to be a support, maybe financially. Maybe you're a shoulder to cry on. Maybe you're a ride to school. I don't know. But you pedophiles and predators kind of fit themselves in there somewhere. And they become attached to the child. The child shares with them. They share with the child. And they become friends or comfortable with the parents. And just so you know, single parents, children of single parent homes are more subject to child abuse. Just for the simple fact that they don't have that support. They don't have a mother and a father. They don't have a man in a home to stop that predator from even thinking about doing something that they shouldn't do. And that's just a fact. That's just a general fact, that's how they work, because they have more of an advantage to commit the crime. So with that being said, you see a pattern here where you're giving gifts and you're taking people on trips and you're buying cars and you're doing this and you're doing that. Well, who's really watching you, because you're doing all of these great things, but who's really watching you to really know what your end game is? And I know we don't want to put people in those categories and we don't want to say those things about people, but the truth of the matter is there are predators and there are pedophiles out here, and that's how they operate. And that's how they operate. It's been that way since data has started, to be collected. So you can go back, you can Google this general information about grooming and child sexual abuse, and you're going to see a model or certain behaviors that are general in terms of predators and pedophiles. And grooming it's just a fact. It's one of the things that they do. Jared, the Subway guy, even